Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
My name is Scott.
I am JB4.
That's it, man. Had to get you motherfuckers pepped up, man.
There you go.
Get a raw take
Yep,
into
fucking
it.
right, dude. That's it. Look, I'm tired of shit, so I'm trying to do everything I can to pep myself up. I ran outside. I ran a quarter of a block.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Almost fell the
What
fuck
else
over.
did mean, G?
Okay.
I didn't do anything. I don't know. I like threw a couple of paint cans because I was fucking pissed off, but that was about it.
Oh, wow, okay.
But now I'm peppy and ready to go.
All right.
So,
All right.
all right, let's start with some news. The new trailers to Death Wish. Did you guys see this?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
I did.
Man.
See, you sound like me, and that's exactly when somebody was like, hey, did you see that new Death Wish trailer? I'm like, meh, that's going to be poor. And then I watched, I was like, huh, I really want to hate this, but I can't.
I don't know, and like after seeing shit like John Wick and Atomic Blonde and things like that, and looking at those levels of fight scenes, and especially like those, kind of those characters and stuff, and I'm not really high on Eli Roth. I think he is highly fucking overrated.
Yep.
So I mean,
I'll give you all that. I won't see it in the theater, but you know.
Yeah, basically the mood of that trailer when I watched it was what informed my kind of like limp presence at the beginning of the show. I watched it and I was like, meh. It looks like Bruce Willis is sleepwalking through it for a paycheck.
Well, and on top of it too is that also when you have like voiceovers from MTV's former VJ Sway and that insufferable fucking douchebag Mancow featured in the fucking movie.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I look, if I can catch it, like, oh, hey, look, it's Death Wish and it's free.
Yeah.
I'll put it on.
HBO.
Not even that. I mean, like I was saying, if it, who knows?
TNT. Late
Yeah,
one night.
but yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up in a $3 bin at Walmart.
Right.
I don't know, but
All
but that's the extent of it. All right. Jaume Colette Serra exits Suicide Squad 2 to direct The Jungle Book for Disney, which will star The Rock.
It's not
The
the
Jungle
Book,
Book, the
though, right?
Jungle Cruise. You mean?
I'm sorry, The Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Jungle Cruise movie is going to feature The Rock, and I mean, he says that filming a movie that he can do his own original take on an action adventure instead of a sequel is more appealing to him. Then why did you sign up for the fucking sequel in the first place?
Right.
That really makes no
I
sense.
don't know. It's funny that this is in the news because my memories of Facebook, like on the Facebook feed, when you get your memories for this past weekend, was me making fun of Suicide Squad, the first movie.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh, god damn, that was this weekend. Huh.
Yeah, it was a year ago today that
Yeah.
us and the crew from Not Real Radio
Got violated.
got violated by the
Yikes.
dog shit known as Suicide Squad.
They're really big into this Disney Jungle Book. See, I did it too. Jungle Cruise movie. Like, The Rock's been promoting it hard.
What
doing
even
it.
is Jungle Cruise?
The Jungle Cruise is an attraction that's featured at the Magic Kingdom, and it's a cruise on a boat with these animatronic animals that are attacking your boat, and the
Not necessarily attacking, but it's like going to watch like you're walking around a safari. I mean, in a boat safari.
Okay.
Hey, look, it's a hippo over there. But the kick to the thing about the Jungle Cruise is that the people who are the tour guides are real snarky, real sarcastic. Lots of really lots.
they
of zingers.
interact. They
Okay.
pop off fake rounds against some shit that's trying to
that's-
fuck with you and stuff.
It's not. It's funny. It's a really
Okay.
funny thing to experience.
That's how it used to be back in the day, I guess.
Okay.
But now I don't think so much anymore. But when we used to go on the Jungle Cruise,
They
like
still do the.
they were
pop off
snarky
that-
and they popped off a couple of rounds at animatronic animals, and they brought you through they had like a Indiana Jones-esque like temple that you would kind of go through that had snakes and lost treasure in it and shit and all this different kind of crap.
What's
They're
weird is
redoing it for the movie. They're actually going to redo.
If there
some
is a
of it.
speck of dust floating in the Disney park, they're going to make a fucking movie about it. That's
Well,
what all
right.
this comes down to.
They make movies for the rides, and there's part of me that's like, because Tomorrowland was a film that didn't do well at the box office, and now they're raising it for Star Wars or Tron or something.
Yeah, well, they're not
No.
like tearing it down, but they're updating some of their attractions.
They updated the Disneyland one to do to make it Star Wars, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, well,
The one in
is it
Disney
still
World,
Tomorrowland or?
No, it's like
Yeah, it's Star Wars.
it's Star Wars. It's something Star Wars.
So it's going to be Galaxy's Edge.
something
Yeah.
like-
So I'm just thinking, why try and keep these old rides alive? Just
Space
replace them
Mountain
with
is
new
what they
shit?
did. No,
World-
Space Mountain is the Star Wars thing. It's still
Okay.
Tomorrowland, but it's just instead of being Space Mountain, it's Star Wars.
Wow, they're taking down Space Mountain,
They're not
outfitted with Star
taking
Wars.
down anything. It's the same ride. It just instead of going through like you go through space, you get launching into space as opposed to the
Right, so
shitty
it's
of
no
the-
longer a NASA themed thing; it's
No.
a Star Wars theme.
But that's
thing.
only in Disneyland right now.
Right,
in Disney
right.
World, it's still,
Disneyland is a smaller park. Disney World has a lot more real estate to fuck with,
Yeah.
So I mean, they can leave things that have high traffic. They can leave them intact. I mean, it's like the same thing when you freaked out that they were getting rid of the Tower
Guardians.
of Terror and they replaced it with Guardians. Probably that the Tower of Terror was a low traffic ride, so they
Yeah.
sat there and said, "Well, we'll leave the one in Florida because it's high traffic. The one in California, not so much." I
Right.
mean, that ride's fine and all, but when they quit paying Viacom for the Twilight Zone rights, that ride doesn't have its special meaning to
it's
to
still
it.
Twilight Zone now.
No, they took the Twilight Zone theme out of it.
It's
I
still,
heard.
I mean, I was there a couple years ago, and it was still Twilight Zone.
Oh, I heard recently that they took the Rod Serling stuff out of it
Oh.
entirely. And they made it. It's just called it. It's the same thing, but the anything of it being a Twilight Zone themed episode has been removed. That's what I heard. I don't know. You can let us know. You're going
I'll
in
let you know.
December, so.
Yeah.
All right. Netflix is making $11 billion on subscriptions, but they're $20 billion in debt. I mean, it seems to me that they're kind of safe, because I mean, who wants to take on that debt for that return? But I mean, the thing with it is, man, is that can bite them in the ass at some point. I mean, they're going to have to try to figure out what's going to have to be slashed and.
I think if raise subscriptions by $1.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
coming soon. That'll
Yeah.
happen at some point.
I mean, they're still $10. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm still paying $10 for this, and
Oh.
I'm getting quality TV.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, even Netflix to me,
Mm-hmm.
personally, they could charge me $15 a month and I would still pay it. Or they could give me a $99 a year,
Yeah,
type package like Amazon or even like HBO. And I would gladly do that. But I'd pay the $15 too. The programming is fucking great.
It is.
It's
It is.
excellent. I mean, shit, man. Just between, I mean, I haven't seen probably as much stuff on that network as you all have. But I mean, of the stuff that I have seen, man, just off the top of my head, Stranger Things, Glow, Ozark. I mean, dude, that shit's incredible, man.
All the
It's-
Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
all
I
the
haven't seen
Marvel
all
stuff.
the Marvel stuff, but
But
the
it's
Marvel
still-
stuff I've seen
good.
is fucking top shelf, man. It's awesome.
Actually, they just released a documentary called Icarus, which is fantastic. There's some really great original documentaries on there too.
Yeah. In fact, I watched the documentary. It was an 8-hour documentary that was a Netflix original called The Keepers.
Yep.
And,
yeah,
they
that's
broke
a good
it.
one.
They broke it down into 1-hour episodes, and it's fucking so dark. But
It is,
I
yeah.
mean, excellent documentary. Agree with you on that one, John. What about you, Ginger? I mean, I know. What do you? What's your take here on Netflix? You think they get bought at some point?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I think they do.
I
Me
think
too.
I think they can still, like I said, you said $15. I think they could do something like that and get that debt fixed tomorrow.
Well, I think that they'll gradually rise, and I think really as a consumer, I mean, I think that people would probably go as high as maybe 11 or 12.
That's where I would be, 11 or 12 for, two screens, premium. I mean, when Stranger Things is like the Comic-Con highlight, there's something's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I mean, I think my thing is there's a lot of big media companies out there with a lot of fucking content that benefits buying Netflix.
Yep.
And I also think, I don't know. I mean, I think Disney is the prime candidate still.
But Disney, well, I'll say this about them: like Netflix has first run on Disney stuff,
Right.
So,
And I mean, that's where I think the relationship's there.
Right.
It's already there to where if Disney comes a scoop, but I don't think Disney wants to pay $20 billion for Netflix on an $11 billion return. So,
but they've done stranger things.
Maybe.
all right, HBO suffers a huge hack with over a terabyte of programming going missing to
Terabyte and a half.
the hackers, pirates.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the last I heard is that some big site like released the Game of Thrones episodes early, and they said the FBI actually came in and shut that shit down.
Low quality. I heard it was low quality, and it didn't matter. I'm willing to bet that this most recent episode of Game of Thrones has the highest ratings yet.
But not related. This latest episode is not related to the hack though. The episode that
I heard it
leaked
was.
this weekend
I heard that
was
this
not related to the hack at all.
I heard that was the episode that they leaked.
No, it's it has to do with another distribution company out of America, that's not U.S. based, that happened to get hacked or release it early or something like that. Because if you watch that episode, the one that got released this weekend, there's like an out of country stamp on it for whoever the other distribution company is. It's not.
Okay.
It's unrelated to whatever HBO got popped.
But it was this specific episode that you watched Sunday night.
The one that
Okay,
this
it just
newest
wasn't the
episode-
American version of it.
It was the American version of it. It just wasn't. It was from a server from a distribution company overseas.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
All
what
right.
it
I'm with
was.
you now.
Well, I mean,
okay, I understand.
That was reported as part of the hack. I mean, where it came from or whatever is.
In other words, what Scott's saying is that this is an entirely separate hack.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
This hack
Gotcha.
is
It's not related to the terabyte.
But
and a
back
half.
to the terabyte hack. I mean, dude, like HBO's fucking serious. I was sitting there reading about their shit, and like they've called in the FBI. They've called in a lot of hardcore, federal law enforcement organizations to try to break this shit down. But it's probably somebody foreign.
They had Google
Sure.
scrub search results. That's how.
Wow.
That's the hammer they're swinging right now.
Yeah.
So
How's that for fucking power? You
Right.
know HBO's got some fucking power if they can pull something like that.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, Google should. Let's be honest. I
Fucking
mean,
A. They
They
should.
do it already, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying to have HBO go, hey, we just got hacked. I want you to scrub them now, not next week or not wait and see
Right.
what happens. Scrub it now.
Yeah, but I mean that absolutely. That's powerful as fuck. But I mean, dude, I don't blame them. I think
I
that's
don't either.
awesome. I mean, dude,
But
that's ridiculous.
It's not just episodes. It's like anything, emails, anything that gets leaked, any data whatsoever.
Oh,
that's what
really?
they're- Yeah, that's what they're scrubbing. It's not just leaked links or anything like that. It's
Well, I mean, outside of like gossip sites like Hollywood Reporter and shit like that, who really gives a fuck about the email? People really want really want the content.
well, I mean,
Now,
it
they
it's
want
like
those
the
emails
Sony
if-
stuff,
They want those emails if people talk shit, naturally.
right?
You
And I
know,
think
but-
that's what they might be because it goes, it's HBO, Time Warner, and then AT&T owns all that shit. So you don't know how far back that all goes.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
But compare this to the Sony hack, and I think I told you all this. Compared to the Sony hack was 200 gigs of information. This was a terabyte and a half.
Now go back to that though. Compare this to the Sony hack. Outside of Sony got fucked in a hack, it's really about all I've heard. Like, I mean, HBO getting caught in a hack,
Right.
Oh, they got caught in a hack and they got fucked.
No
Dude,
gossip.
Sony, it was like fucking bomb drops
Right.
every day.
Yep.
So apparently HBO's done a good job at protecting their shit.
like the Jump
exactly right.
Street Men in Black crossover they were thinking about doing, like that kind of stuff. I haven't heard or seen anything with regards to the HBO leak.
No,
So
neither have I.
Yeah, so it's fucking crazy. And speaking of Sony, I'm gonna jump ahead here real quick. Yeah, I mean they said that their first quarter, their reportings from January to March of 2017, they took an $86 million dive Spider-Man pepped that up for him, but they're saying the Spider-Man movie hasn't performed as well as that it hasn't performed as well as they wanted it to. And I think that directly has to do with the fact that this movie's been rebooted 3 fucking times in in 15 years. I mean, I think that definitely has hurt it, regardless that, it has the MCU stamp of approval on it and shit. But I think people are just kind of fucking tired of Spider-Man. I mean, they've seen it 3 different times. I mean, yeah, it did well, and it was an okay movie, but I mean, as far as the shit's concerned, I mean, I think that's what it is.
I don't know. I like that movie. I think it was one of the better Spider-Man movies. And I feel like if I didn't know anything about anything, I would say it looked like a Marvel movie.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, it had
I feel like
their twist on it.
I think it's. I just think it's superhero fatigue and the fact that it was a heavily populated summer. Wonder Woman came out. They've got big event movies coming out within weekends of each other. There's not a whole lot of leg room for them to find an audience.
See, but that's something I've noticed though. With the exception of Wonder Woman, none of these fucking overcrowded movies in the summer have had legs. I mean, with the exception, kicking it off would be Guardians of the Galaxy
and
2.
Wonder Woman.
And that's what I just said. Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I mean, outside of Wonder Woman and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, yeah, you've had a bunch of movies that have released, but they don't have the legs that these 2 movies have had.
Yeah.
They said Wonder Woman's finally passed 400 million domestically, and it's on the way for 800 globally. And I mean, you never know if it just keeps going and it just survives for maybe another month and a half. Dude, it might beat fucking Batman versus Superman, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. So.
I mean, it's a better movie, so
Oh,
it
without
doesn't surprise
question.
me.
Ryan Reynolds tweets pictures of Zazie Betts as Domino and Josh Brolin as Cable. And naturally, after the tweeting of Domino, the internet blew up with fanboy rage because, they're pissed off that a black woman is playing Domino.
Didn't they know this was announced 6 months ago,
Well,
8 months ago?
I think this really is where the twist is. I agree with half of their argument.
What do you agree with?
Okay, I agree with the fact that if you're going to give Domino if you're going to make Domino and put her in a movie,
okay,
I'm cool with the black actress. That doesn't bother me at all. But make the fucking Domino symbol on her eye black.
But it's white.
Right, it's stupid.
It's not stupid.
Scott, it's stupid. So you put the black spot. It's stupid. It's not good. It's the whole fucking character, man. I mean, dude. Okay, you want to cast, I mean, dude, it's like the Little Rascals.
But
the Little Rascals eating chocolate cake and Buckwheat's eating fucking vanilla cake. It's stupid. It's the truth.
That's a weird analogy.
No, it's the fucking truth.
It's more like if Spider-Man had a purple costume. Right? I mean, it's just, if you're going to use the source material.
But I get that they put a white thing on her because her skin is darker. If you would have put a black thing on her, you may have lost the effect of seeing that black circle on her eye.
You mean to tell me you can't see a dark black circle on a light-skinned black woman?
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I like that they made it white. I think it sticks out. I think it stands out.
I don't think it sticks out. I sat there and looked at it, and I'm like, it's a fucking regular chick. And then when I looked up on the video, I was like, she looks like she's got the same problem Michael Jackson had with the fucking patch white shit. No. So, I mean, that's it. Now, the fanboys, they're pissing and moaning either that it should have been a white actress, but the other thing, too, is they would have, they wanted to just see the chalk white skin like Domino has, because the character has chalk white skin with the black dot. I think it would have been fucking amazing to see them put a black actress in whiteface just to stir that shit. I just thought that would have been fucking great. Dude, come on.
No,
if we're going to be controversial and fucking pissy about everything, let's do it, man.
I'm not making the sigh of what you said. I'm making the sigh of people would lose their shit for stupid reasons. And that's...
I just have to mute the Deadpool hashtag on Twitter, because it just get avalanched with fanboy rage. And it's
I mean, dude, look, Zazie Betts does not have the role of Domino because she's a black woman. She has the role of Domino is because she's on a successful fucking TV show and she's a good actress. I just wish they would have gave the Black Domino spot. Is it a big deal? No, but I mean, dude, it's just a preference as a fan of the character. That's what I would. That's what I would have liked. But I'm happy Zazie Betts is playing. Dude, she looks fucking hot. I mean, rock and roll.
The great thing about the Deadpool franchise is that they'll be able to sarcastically address all the fanboy rage directly in top meta form, which makes me excited.
Also, when going over to Josh Brolin, I mean, dude, he looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, as Cable. The only bitch I have about that is that he didn't have enough belt pouches because that was one of Rob Liefeld's signature thing. No ankles and 10,000 pouches on your belt.
Maybe they'll make that the joke too.
Well, I'm hoping for the small ankles joke. That would be fucking great.
One fanboy kind of griped that he had a gun as opposed to having a gun on his arm, an arm gun, I guess.
I mean, okay.
As long as we're laundry listing all of the grievances.
I have only one grievance, and it's not really a grievance. It's how do you think they're going to do the Terminator eye?
Oh, I think it's going to be CGI.
I realize that, but you think it's going to be good enough to go through and not be ridiculous?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a comic book character that's from the future that's built half out of metal.
I'm saying
it's ridiculous
the
to begin
CGI,
with.
The CGI look. You think they're going to be able to get away with that? I'm trying to think of something comparable.
I mean, Deadpool is mostly CGI and looks great.
Yeah, I mean, they went through painstaking detail to make sure that character, even to the mask motions, were perfect.
Yep.
And I mean, dude, it's a fucking eye. You know, I mean, I think the thing, I mean, it's the truth. It's a fucking eye. I mean, it's not like you're sitting there and you're trying to recreate a character like you would have with like Caesar in Planet of the Apes or the Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park. You're taking a real, recognized actor, and I'm sure that Berlin's going to wear like some type of contact lens, or he's wearing that so the CG, so the animation team can, can see his, will have a point of reference
Motion
to
track,
recreate his eye. So I don't know. We shall see. Either Deadpool comes out next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Not January, June of 2019.
Oh wow, it's that far away,
right?
June of 2019?
Or is it June of 2018?
Yeah, I think it's 18. I was about to say, they're releasing a whole lot of shit for a movie that's like still got a year and a half to come out. But all right, Jack Thorne has been brought in to help doctor the script for episode 9. There's been rumors that Lucasfilm is concerned about the reception of Colin Trevorrow's movie, The Book of Henry. Thorne's Thorne's experience comes mostly from TV, but he's been on the radar with his adaptation for the movie Wonder, which stars Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson. I mean, this has been kind of the thing now. Everything now is with Disney. Shit. Rogue One had a bunch of director controversy. Han Solo had a shitload of director controversy.
Yep.
Now we're getting so now it's like Star Trek now. It's like every other movie has some kind of fucking bullshit.
Well, actually, this one breaks the streak, though, because it's episode 9.
Yeah, that's true, because, you'd have Han Solo in this one that are kind of back-to-back, and that would be a fuck-up, so...
It just seems like every movie is a gallstone they just have to pass.
Yeah, this is Star Wars. Just... Why is there so much controversy?
Because they want it to be right.
I understand that, but why is it such a big deal? Like, okay, we're bringing in a new guy. Okay, good luck, dude. Go for it. But yet, let's turn it into it's a sinking ship, and we don't know what's going to happen. And oh my God,
you just said that you hate fanboys. The worst motherfuckers in fandom are Star Wars fans, dude. They're the worst.
Well,
horrible.
I feel like it. Not only are they the worst, but it's also. I know I keep interrupting John.
That's okay.
I feel like it's the dudes who write about this shit. They got to make a big deal. Oh, there's a writer. Oh, let's write this terrible fucking story about how bad Star Wars is going to be for episodes 8 and 9, and this one's going to be terrible, and this one's going to be terrible because we got new writers. And go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, man. You almost never talk usually, so it's good. It's good to see or hear. But Jurassic World did amazing box office, and everybody except us loved it. And it's that old Hollywood trope of you're only as good as your last movie. The fact that they're freaking out on what's obviously a little personal side project is unfair, I think.
I mean, unless they're seeing something that's happening that they don't fucking like.
Right.
Unless it's not a big deal and the guy who wrote this article is making it a big deal.
That's possible.
That's
as well.
possible. See, if there was no internet and all this shit was reduced to trades like it was back in the 70s and 80s, you wouldn't even have all of this fucking bullshit going on amongst the public.
We
the
could just
public
give
eye.
opinions and piss amongst ourselves.
Indeed.
Look, I've come to grips with the fact that Kathleen Kennedy has made some fucking awesome movies.
Oh,
I mean, the shit that we have, we remember from our childhood. I mean, E.T., Raiders. I mean, on down the line, man.
Yeah.
I think that she has a understanding of how all these blockbusters work, but she is old school, and eventually this could be her downfall. It could be to where people just say, yeah, it's Star Wars. It looks like Star Wars. It feels like Star Wars. It kind of sounds like Star Wars. I'm fucking tired of Star Wars.
That's me for Rogue One.
Well, you just didn't like Rogue One. I mean, you're excited for Episode 8, aren't you? Yeah. So,
I'm
I mean,
excited for
Rogue One
Episode
was just
8
a
and
misfire
9
for you. But, I mean, but it goes back to that point. It goes back to that point. Oh, man, Rogue One's going to be a fucking disaster. It's going to be absolutely horrible. Movie turned out just fine, man.
Oh, yeah.
Turned out just fucking fine. I mean, still, still in the mid-80s on Rotten Tomatoes. So, I mean, movie's fine. All right. John Boyega says that Carrie Fisher receives a send-off in Episode 8 that keeps her alive, but he said it allows her to exist in the franchise forever.
For animation and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any kind of double meaning to that at all. I think what it comes down to is that
Carbonite?
I think that they're gonna keep her. They're gonna keep her alive. They're gonna send her out into the fucking galaxy to do her thing, and she's gonna have a send off, and they're never gonna say what happens to the character. I don't think there's any double meaning. I don't think that she's gonna get killed and turn into a Force ghost and all that bullshit. I think they're gonna send her off on a merry way. Ian McShane joins David Harbour in the Hellboy reboot as Dr. Broom, and John Hurt played that character originally in the Del Toro version.
Sure, why not?
Ian McShane is known for American Gods, but I'll always know him as Al Swearengin in Deadwood. So
yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you've never seen Deadwood and you want to see some hilarity, just go look up Deadwood Cocksucker on YouTube, and you'll get that was their trade. That was their trade-off word for motherfucker, and it's really funny. You are listening to Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar.
Television.
Movies.
Pop culture.
Keep up with the latest news from Luke Skywalker all the way to Batman.
From Netflix to the CW.
And all the news in between.
Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Or stream our episodes from PPVGuys.com.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at PPVGuys.
Check out our friends Not Real Radio at NotRealRadio.com for our segment Not Real Movie News.
Should you listen to more?
Yes.
Will you agree? Maybe.
Jury's out.
Indeed.
Thank you for listening.
And action. All right, Valiant Comics, which made a huge splash in the 90s, is coming to theaters and looking to cast 2 actors with superhero experience. The Eternal Warrior is looking to cast Dave Bautista, and Bloodshot is looking to cast Jared Leto. So we have the Joker and Drax the Destroyer that are possibly up for roles in Valiant. If you don't know anything about Valiant,
I know nothing about this, which it excites me none.
Well, in the 1990s, what happened was Marvel and DC decided that they were going to overinflate the market because everybody got some kind of idea that their comic book collections would be worth something someday. And, all that shit started showing up on Antique Roadshow, and it kind of became this urban myth that you would find these comic books. So everybody was going to go buy all these #1 comic books and all these relaunch, but the problem with it is they printed the fuck out of them. So now everybody has useless comic book collections. I mean, there's some comic book stores, if you go in there and say, here's my collection, they'll ask you before you even drop it down, is it from the 90s? We don't even want it.
Wow.
Because it was so overprinted. So what Valiant did was, Valiant was a company that was formed by a bunch of old school artists. And they came in, was Jim Starlin in particular. In fact, he invented Thanos. He came in and he started Valiant, and he said, when we do it, we're going to create kind of comics that are throwbacks to the older stuff, and it's going to be limited print runs. And I remember kids coming to the comic book store in the 90s, and they were like, we want anything Valiant. Well, fuck, it got sold out because they underprinted them.
Wow.
So they went in the opposite direction to make comics worth something. Now, are those Valiant comics worth something today? I don't know. But at the time, it was red hot shit for the opposite.
I'm just saying,
the
I don't
opposite
know
effect.
who Eternal Warrior is, and I don't know who that is.
Bloodshot, yeah.
Bloodshot. No matter who plays them, I don't know those.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, and that's one thing about Valiant. They're going to have to really kind of market these characters because, I mean, they had some really interesting titles, you know, but, I mean, it's going to be a uphill battle to market.
This is the pure definition of superhero fatigue and oversaturation.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly it. And, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of these studios now, they say, well, we're basing it on a comic book. Stamp that on it, and they'll show up. Not
Right.
necessarily. Hugh Jackman is out for The Lion King. Well, come to find out, he was never
Never in it.
The newest rumor is that Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Ejiofor, that's it. He's the front runner now for Scar.
Good choice.
Still a
Great
good
choice.
Yeah, great choice.
And he's already in the Disney. He's in the Disney loop.
Yep.
He played in Doctor Strange. So
Yeah, he's going to be the big bad in the Doctor Strange 2.
okay, awesome. He was the big bad in the Serenity movie that was based on Firefly,
right.
and he's fucking awesome in it. So good. Samuel L. Jackson says he begins shooting Glass on September 25th.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be the sequel to Unbreakable and Split.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Split?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you like Split?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I did too.
I've liked the past 2 or 3 movies that he's put out since. They haven't been shit shows like his normal stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's McAvoy, dude. I mean, he fucking
it's
owns
McAvoy,
it. It's the same
too.
thing in Atomic Blonde. He was fucking great in that. I thought he did a really good job.
You were talking about M. Night Shyamalan, weren't you?
I was.
yeah, Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, he's put out quality stuff lately.
Ish. Yeah.
Though he didn't reveal which character, James Gunn revealed that his plan was to have David Bowie star as one of Yondu's original crew, who were the team featured in the first, the team that were featured in the first Guardians of the Galaxy comic book.
So part of
Obviously.
Stallone's posse.
Yeah, he was going to be part of Stallone's posse
If
and
not
shit. So
Stallone. You don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he
he-
probably would have been Stallone.
maybe I don't know, man. Stallone like looks like Starhawk like a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of those kind of like otherworldly kind of characters would have probably been right up Bowie's alley.
I sent you guys that link for the Guardians video with Hasselhoff in it.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that?
I did.
that
I watched about
throwback?
15 seconds of it.
The
It's
lyrics
great.
were terrible.
It's a good promotion for the DVD and the Blu-ray.
Sure.
It was a good credit song to
It
sit
was.
there and watch kind of everybody dancing.
Yeah.
But to watch those people dance, meh. All right, Warner has announced its first casting for the upcoming live-action Teen Titans series that will be featured on their streaming service. Australian newcomer Tegan Croft will play Raven.
Oh, so this is I didn't realize this was going to be live action
Yeah,
when I read that.
yeah,
I thought
this
it
is
was gonna
live
be
action.
another- And so the Robin is actually going to be Nightwing.
No, I think it's going to be based on Teen Titans, so that's going to be Robin and all those
But
characters.
I had read that it was going to be Nightwing as opposed to Robin, and they're going to make him older than her, which was sort of a weird thing, and that's why I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's-
know.
it's
I would
not-
assumed it was Robin if they cast
And it's
an
called
actress.
Titans, I believe.
Oh well, if it's Titans, it's going to be Nightwing.
Okay.
okay.
It should be. I think Robin's outfit's lame. Let's be honest.
The Tim Drake variant is not lame, and on top of it too is I don't know why you would roll a dice on Risk like that when Teen Titans Go is fucking mega popular with
Yeah,
kids.
that's that's the other thing I was thinking.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. I think it's one of the better things that DC does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
watch it. Yeah,
And
Scott sent me some
Cyborg
clips.
is what's his name is what's his name from The Kingdom on Walking Dead, if you didn't know that.
The guy who plays Ezekiel does his voice?
Ezekiel does his voice.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know
Ezekiel
that.
Does
wow.
Cyborg. He does Cyborg
A
and
teen
Titans Go.
Cyborg.
He's actually he's Cyborg in just about all Teen Titans stuff, except for obviously this. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I like Teen Titans Go. It has a lot of funny stuff. It's good for if you want to get your kids into like comic book stuff. It's a great show to intro for your kids.
That's how mine got it.
Nice.
They use, man, I'm telling you, they use like some not B or C. They use like some M, N, O, and P fucking level villains, like characters from DC. I'm like, dude, really? Like, I mean, shit that's like way the fuck back. You know, I mean, it's a great show.
Watch
Jokes
the Justice
aplenty,
League.
right?
The Justice League one is the 2-part Justice League one is good when they make the comment about, well, who's in the Justice League? Well, you know, it's Superman. Oh, Superman, that's good, and Batman. Oh, Batman, that's good. What about Spider-Man? No, he's not in it. You know, it's like one of
they'll make
those,
jokes like that. The
Nice.
Wonder Twins.
why isn't he in it? You know, yeah, the Wonder
The
Twins.
Wonder Twins was fucking great. That was they took some good stabs at that, and it was funny. Really good shit.
Awesome.
But no, I mean, I think that it's a very wise move to use these characters to launch a DC streaming service. And I mean, dude, to sit there, oh god, another one, dude. I think it's great for people who are fans of Warner, especially, man. They got a lot of content. They got a lot of good movies. They have a lot of good animated shows, and there's a lot of cool things that they could put on that series. I'm sure that eventually things like Arrow and The Flash and those shows will probably make it to that streaming service eventually.
Did y'all happen to see? I know I'm getting way off subject. What's his name that does the voice of Batman? Reed.
Yeah. The Kevin Conroy did Christian Bale's speech that he gives to Gordon at the end of Dark Knight about how he has to be the villain for killing Harvey Dent. They just took the Nolan clip. They edited out all of the audio for vocal track, and they put Kevin Conroy as Batman, and they put, I think Ray Wise. Yeah, Ray Wise did the voice for Commissioner Gordon, so they pulled them out to do that.
I didn't see the actual clip. I just saw them to voice it. That clip.
Yeah,
I
saw the
the
headline.
background. I didn't see the actual movie part of it.
Director, speaking of Nightwing, director Chris McKay says the reason his Nightwing movie wasn't announced at Comic-Con is because he doesn't want his back against the wall with a defined release date. He says he wants to take his time and make a movie that's going to blow people away. Good for you, Chris McKay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I guess TikTok.
Yeah,
gotta put it
I
out
mean,
before
dude, I
nobody
mean,
cares anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the studio. I mean, the studio wants to ram all this stuff up everybody's ass. You know, I mean, dude, take your time.
You know what it does give him? It gives him a good excuse to push back in case this DC train does go off the rails. Not that I'm saying it's gonna, but
It could.
who knows?
It
You
fucking
he
could.
He could make his own Nightwing movie and just be his own thing.
Yeah, I think that I think the Batman. I'm agreeing with you on this, Scott. I think that Batman will always be a marketable character, and I think the thing with it is when they make the Bat family of movies, I'm willing to bet you're going to see those movies connect a lot more to Batman than you see it connect to a multi-film universe.
Yeah, I did see that Gal Gadot is going to be in. Supposedly is going to be in the Flash movie.
You're talking about the movie that hasn't even found a fucking director yet?
Right.
That one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's ambitious bullshit all over again. They got all of this fucking announcements of stuff. I mean,
Agreed.
man, look, knock down what you know is going to happen.
Yeah.
Announce that shit, and then let the rest of it kind of fall
Put that
out,
energy.
you know?
Put the energy into making movies instead of making predictions.
Yeah. Or
Right.
just make Batman.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting for. We don't give a shit about us all this stuff. Just give us Batman.
Oh, no, I'm ready for Wonder Woman, too. I'll
Oh,
see
yeah,
more of
okay.
that shit.
Yeah.
I'm down. Last piece of news, and we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Was going to be a semi-topic, but we're running out of time here. But we'll just give this last one here. Is we started out with $86 million loss for Sony Corporation in the first quarter. They come out with Spider-Man. It does very well, but it doesn't perform to their expectations. And now they just got another fucking long bomb thrown at them this past weekend, The Dark Tower. It came in at number 1, but it only made $19 million.
And it's not gonna. There's gonna be a big drop off.
Oh,
based
fuck
on what
yeah.
I'm reading.
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
So it beat the Emoji Movie?
It beat the Emoji Movie, and it barely beat Dunkirk.
Wow.
Barely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but Dunkirk's on its 3rd week, man. I mean, Dunkirk's performed extremely well for a war movie.
Well, and a lot of people wanted to see Dark Tower. I mean, that has a big reader base.
Did they?
Well, I mean, not once the word got out, but
And this is another movie that I didn't really feel like had enough promotion. I knew that it was coming out, but I didn't know that this was coming out, being Stephen King sort of things.
I just wasn't all that intrigued by, and I like Idris Elba.
So
I
do
think
I.
he's a great actor.
I like Matthew McConaughey.
I like Matthew McConaughey. I just was sort of like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not getting a hook from this trailer. Then I read the reviews, which were just passionately intrigued by how bad a film it is. They're just like, how did this happen? And once I started reading those reviews, I was like, ooh, I'm waiting for that to come out on Netflix or something. I'm not seeing that in the theater.
I don't know anything really about the kind of like world popularity of this novel series, but from what I understand or what I read on a site is that it's not one of King's like very well-known works, but it has a very passionate fan base. And basically somebody laid it down like this. It's a book that's not universally known. And for the people that you're appealing to, it went so far off of the rails from the source material, it angered your passionate fan base.
Yeah.
So I think that's really kind of the problem with it. But yeah, I mean, Sony, we were changing text the other day. John, I kind of agree with you. I think probably in a year or two, there's going to be an announcement of Sony Columbia, and what's the other one they own? TriStar, huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I think those 3, you're going to see those go up for sale. They'll either get sold off separately, or they'll get sold as one big package deal.
Disney's going to eat
And
them.
I think Disney's going to get that one.
Or Universal.
Or
Forget
Universal.
about Universal.
Dude, I think that's your two. That's really your true. I don't think Warner's in the game. Because I mean, Warner just went through their whole big bullshit with AT&T and all that stuff. Disney, I think that they're primed to fucking buy again. But Universal's a very good call, man. I mean, that's what people forget. Is that 2015, everybody jerked off for Disney and all that stuff with the Star Wars. With Star Wars and with Jurassic World, but man, it was Universal that was the actual box office leader of 2015.
Yeah, but they're off to a wobbly start with Dark Universe. Although it did well overseas, The Mummy did well overseas, so they made their money back. But there's other than the Jurassic franchise, what?
Well, I mean, but Fast and Furious, that's a big one for them.
Oh, yeah, that is a
And
big
I mean,
one.
another one, too, is they had a lot of, like, smaller movies that did very well. One of the ones that really banked big money for them that was kind of an unexpected, humongous hit was Straight Outta Compton. That was really a big hit for them. So I think that's what it comes down to is that, I mean, I think Sony will get bought by somebody. I think it's either going to be Disney or I agree with you, Scott. Universal's also a very good call.
Or Apple.
Yeah.
They just, they have so much, they have more cash just in their pocket, not invested. Just, hey, we have stacks of cash. Maybe they'll come around and just buy the content.
Well, Apple, they've been saying that Apple's trying to figure out some kind of way to where they can repatriate their money back to the United States. Because, yes, they have large cash coffers, but all that shit's overseas.
Right.
So they're trying to figure out a way to, to bring that money back. And if they get a big purchase like that.
That's how you do it.
And I mean, dude, yeah, I mean, think about that. You buy a company that has a pretty, like, big catalog, that is a decent sized catalog of movies. I mean, shit, man, that's prime bait for, if Apple wants to do a streaming service or whatever, I mean,
they got the movie library.
Yeah.
Or television library.
Yeah.
Just to start. And then it's just a matter of making deal with Disney, which they probably already have a good relationship anyway, and Universal. And then they have their own
See, that's another big question also, and this is the last question to ask before we wrap it up here. If Sony gets sold, do the Spider-Man rights automatically revert back to Marvel?
I don't know.
I don't think so. That's why I think Disney would make a grab for it. You know?
Pay all that money just to get Spider-Man back?
I mean, and all the other properties, but, I think Spider-Man would be a big incentive.
Yeah, but I think that Disney wouldn't. I wouldn't think that they built that in like that. I would imagine that if something happened with a big sale like that, it would switch over. I mean, that's what happened with Herbert's estate with Dune. Some companies got sold that held rights to Dune, and the Herbert family looked at it and went, yeah, I know that you want to purchase this in hopes that you're going to get Dune, but look at our contract. It reverts if it sells, and looking at what you're doing, we're not interested. We're tearing it back. And, and Dennis Villeneuve.
So
He's
you're
gonna be
saying
fucking working on
if somebody buys Sony that isn't, let's say Disney doesn't buy, let's say Universal buys Sony, do you think Spider-Man rights get reverted back to Marvel?
Could be, man. I mean, depends on how it's written. That's really the.
Then it's just then Marvel could be like, psh, if that's the case, we'll just let anybody buy it. We're getting the rights no matter what. Or kind of side cash. Hey, dude. Hey, Universal. We'll go in halvesies with you, or we'll go in a fourth with you.
Not Universal. They have the Hulk. The Hulk is
right. They have the Hulk. That's another thing too. Is let's say those rights don't revert, then Universal automatically lands with the Hulk rights and the Spider-Man rights.
Right.
I read a great article about how they never have to make a Hulk movie, and I think the fact that they just keep putting him in ensemble movies.
Why do you need to make a fucking Hulk movie?
No, that's what they were saying. You don't ever have to make one because they don't have the rights. They're never going to get the rights, and they could just put him in
other films. I get that, but just from a creative standpoint, the Sony deal is they have to make a film with Spider-Man every 4 years, or the rights automatically lapse. Which is why we've kept getting Spider-Man films. So why
same deal with the Fantastic Four?
Oh,
same thing.
So how many years we got left? Two more years to another Fantastic Four.
The reason why
or a year and a
Fantastic Four movie got fucking fast tracked because to make it so they wouldn't lose the rights, but they're not going to have the problem because fuckface that makes Legion, Noah Hawley.
He's making Dr. Doom.
He's making a fucking Dr. Doom movie, and that locks within the rights because it's part of the deal.
That's why.
Yeah, fucking A. They're going to do what they can to hold on. I mean, honestly, if I was Fox, I'd be seeing to see what I could fucking wheel and deal to get out of Marvel and say, yeah, you can have your Fantastic Four back.
Yeah.
But what can we wheel and deal for as far as other rights are concerned?
Right? They're not going to let anything go, though.
Marvel's
not going to let shit go.
Kevin Feige has said straight up, as long as I am the CEO of Marvel Studios, it is my life's goal to retain every fucking character that's part of this Marvel universe. Now, they may finally get them one day.
Yeah.
Once everything dies and everybody's tired of this bullshit, that's probably what you're looking at.
Right.
And then, never know, 20, 30 years down the line, they may sit there and say, hey, man, look, superheroes, we're going to give it another go. We got it out of everybody's system. Let's try it again.
Yep.
Hey, nostalgia.
Right.
I mean, there it is.
Ultimate or New 52 or whatever you want to call it. A reboot.
Yep.
A reboot.
All righty, so we're over time, guys. Anything to add?
No.
All right, we appreciate you listening. Please go over to ppvguys.com. Check out previous episodes. Also, subscribe on iTunes. If you're a true fan of this show, you'll give us a 5-star. Well, you give us a 5-star rating anyway, but if you're a true fan, you'll actually write us a review.
That's right.
Also, jump over to YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Give us the thumbs up, and please comment over there.
Yeah.
All of the comments. Cockbites. All the stuff that you review and give thumbs up, and actually pushes up to the ladder of prosperity and our attempt to dominate the virtual world of podcasting and YouTube. Also, check out our friends over at Not Real Radio and Scary Thoughts. Thanks for listening, and scene.